Okay, what's up, everyone? It's Shooting Game Weekly, episode 164, and this week we're talking about Blackbird. This is a game from Onion Games. Essentially, it's a game that plays similar to a Fantasy Zone of the old style games, which is basically like a belt scrolling game, or whether you scroll the game and you destroy these pods to complete the stage. But Blackbird kind of has its own take on the formula, introducing a chaining system and some other lots of like scoring secrets and stuff like this. And game is actually pretty recent, came out October 30th last year. It's only been out for so long, and now that we've had a little bit of time to play the game, we're doing an episode, and I'm going to be joined by some guests and the players of the game, and Fog, Manitic, and Sean. So welcome Fog, and welcome Sean.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
So yeah, as I mentioned, we did need a little bit of time to kind of prep up for this episode. Sean, you were working on trying to get a scoring run going, and then eventually, yeah, we were able to get it. So we'll be able to kind of talk about like kind of what makes the game and whatnot. So why don't you one of you want to talk about just kind of Blackbird in general? I guess I did mention, it's like Fantasy Zone, but if you want to try to sell the game a little bit.
So Blackbird is the most deep shmup of 2018. Like, the scoring system in this game is intense. You're juggling like 5 different systems at once, and there's a bunch of different ways you can route through the game. And so just playing through and trying to figure out interesting solutions to the problems is fascinating. And I mean, also there's the gorgeous artwork and music. Shout out to the guest opera singer in the credits. It's just a really well put together game, and even when you say it's like Fantasy Zone, there's really nothing that plays quite like Blackbird, just because of how weird the scoring is.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really cool game.
Yeah, you mentioned the music, and that's something kind of somewhat unique to this game as far as I know, and it doesn't appear in Fantasy Zone with the enemies spawning in at certain times, kind of.
Right.
That kind of clues you in when they're going to show up.
Yeah, there's a ton of these like little details that make the game, and it's only 4 stages long, but each stage is really unique and has just so much crap going on, with just like little dudes popping out from like behind corners, and like the world really has like a life to it. And when you start to examine the game beyond just going ape shit with the bird and whatnot, so like
Actually,
yeah.
I do love the sense of power you get from power-ups, because you become, like, as you power up, your bird gets bigger, but also gets, like, ridiculously powerful. And if you get to the maximum power level, you're just chewing through all the enemies, and it's really satisfying.
And the bomb looks crazy at the highest level.
Right, so like how you power up is you just grab those green gems that are falling from all the enemies that you destroy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of like Fantasy Zone with the coins losing value when they bounce, the green gems become smaller as well.
Mm-hmm. And if you get hit, you lose experience.
Right, then you power down, and then your bomb, I think you may have mentioned it briefly, but the bomb power is also tied to your power-up level, and that will come into play as well as when it comes to even scoring. And we're actually seeing a bomb, like one of the bombs right now. Dang, you got powered.
That's the middle power bomb. Yeah. It gets more ridiculous than that.
That was nice, getting that powered up in stage 1. But yeah, like the bombs are really epic, and I think the top power level bomb is like one of the coolest bombs I've ever seen in a shmup ever. It's just we'll see it later on at some point, but it's just freaking epic. So
yeah, unfortunately, in one of our runs, we won't see any bombs.
Oh, really?
Well, secret ending, no bombs.
The secret one, yeah.
Not the secret, yeah, because you can't bomb in that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like you mentioned, there's just a lot of stuff that really makes the game kind of deeper than your average kind of release. And even though it is technically like it's a very small studio that makes the game, it feels like just a full-fledged game with the graphics and the music, and the gameplay is pretty deep. So it's definitely not one to look over too much. I really think the game's awesome. So we touched a bit on some of the basic mechanics there. You can shoot left and right by whenever you want. And then there's like you want to describe the how you grab the power-ups, rather the bombs and the speed-ups.
So yeah, so there's I think 5 hidden on each stage. There are like jars that if you shoot twice, you destroy them, and then out pops a power-up. But then you can cycle between speed up, bomb, or life up. And if you shoot the bomb or you shoot the power up, then it'll swap to the next one. And so for scoring, ideally you'd want to get just all bombs because bombs are worth huge points, and maybe, I don't know, like 1 speed up or something. But in practice, that's not that easy. So there's a lot of thinking on like the fly, like, do I have enough health to realistically make it to the end right now? Or should I pick up some health? Or should I pick up a bomb? So there's a lot of like on-the-fly decision-making that makes it really interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. And even on like there's like a how-to-play screen that the game offers you, and that's all it tells you is break the jars to get the power-ups, and then get green gems to power up. That's all it tells you. But we're gonna find out in the episode that there's a lot more to the game than just that. Like, it's really that old like design of just figure out the game really on your own. We'll give you a basic idea here, but there's a bit more, especially when it comes to the chaining system and then unveiling like secret characters in the stages and then using bombs on them. And so we're gonna see that kind of craziness going on here. It's awesome. Okay, so why don't we get into watching a run here, and we can kind of start talking a little bit more about some things we missed, or just the stages themselves. And we're gonna start by watching the conditions for the secret ending, which is to never die and never use a bomb. However, we will not be showing the actual ending to the game. You're gonna have to figure that on your own, but we're gonna take a look at this run first of all, just to still acclimate ourselves to what the game looks like, because it does get really busy, and that's really part of the challenge in the actual scoring run, is dealing with all like the visual stimulation and that the game gives you, and trying to keep track of the bird and whatnot.
Well, especially like there's a lot of improv in scoring, because it's like you know what a good bomb is, and you try to set up the best you can, but then something weird happens. It's like, okay, how can I still set this bomb up?
Yeah.
Well, like tons of crazy nonsense is going on.
Yeah, it gets crazy. It's just nuts. Okay. So I'm gonna count us down for this video here, and we shall begin. It's gonna be a 3, 2, 1, go. On go. All right then. Let's jump into Jaimers' secret ending condition run. 3, 2, 1, go. By the way, the story of the game is simply you're a girl who falls down on the street and gets poked by some nobleman, and then assumingly you die and then are reborn as the Blackbird in some type of fantastic world, which is not clear to you if it's real or just a dream or something like that.
Well, I think it is supposed to be the same, because there's a building that the girl walks out of in the opening cutscene. You can actually see it in the first stage, the same building.
Oh, really? Okay, I never
noticed that.
It's like the building on the right side of the bridge.
Very cool.
So one of the things you can see in the top right is chaining. So you won't see it in this run because there's no bombs, but how chaining works is that it counts up to 30, and then that puts a multiplier on everything you do. and this is especially important because it puts a multiplier on your bomb. And so, more or less, scoring in this game is get max chain, do a good bomb. Get max chain, do a good bomb. Get max chain, do a good bomb. You're not going to see that here because there's no bombs, but just explaining exactly how chaining works in this game. It's not something where you're trying to maintain your chain as much as possible, more than it is you got your chain, and then you want to spend your chain at a good spot.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so experience. When you kill enemies, they drop experience. Picking them up will power you up. You can see there's like a green circle around the character. That gets thicker, and that tells you how close you are to getting to the next power level.
It's supposed to complete around a circle,
yeah.
right?
And then there's a secret here with this chicken that spawns a bunch of experience, or some bird, duck, I don't know.
Yeah, like that was a hidden enemy that you had to shoot the tree for, and there's a variety of that stuff. Just when you're destroying the buildings and stuff, you'll find the secret characters, and then the asparagus, of course, as well.
We'll get to the asparagus. Is a long topic. We'll get to that.
This boss is pretty straightforward. Seeing this guy and then like the music of the game and the theme, it just definitely made me think of Nightmare Before Christmas was an inspiration. That was the impression I got. Go ahead.
The hitbox is the eye, more or less.
Yeah, the big yellow circle.
And it's not like there's no crazy bullet patterns in this game that knowing the hitbox exactly is a huge deal. And just to answer Empering's question, sorry I didn't state that. Yeah, I don't use external autofire. I don't know if Jaimers does. Probably not. The problem with autofire in this game is that you can only have 3 bullets on screen at once.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with autofire. I mean,
it's something where if you have an insane autofire turned on, then you're not really going to have the best of time.
Something that's probably worth mentioning is we saw a little cutscene when the level changed. Those cutscenes actually change based off of your score for the stage, which is pretty cool. It kind of tells how the story.
It's always satisfied to like hit a new score threshold and now you have a different set of cutscenes.
And then on that note, like there's, I don't know how many endings there are, but there's at least like more 10. There's like 10 endings, and then those are all at different score tiers as well. Most of them anyways. So just to further elaborate that the game really just wants to implement, or really wants you to actually do the scoring system. You know, experience the game to its fullest, so that everyone really appreciates that. I think it's a really good idea on the design. The people are gonna want to get those chivos, right? It's all about the chivos, so people are gonna have to score to get them.
Yeah, Jaimers, the cutscenes are based on your score.
Alright, so this tough enemy appears. What about that tough enemy?
Oh, we should talk about the difference between true mode and normal mode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So after you beat normal mode, which is more or less easy mode, you unlock true mode, which has harder patterns and more enemies. So that red enemy that chases you down and is really, really annoying, he's a true mode exclusive. A bunch of other enemies, and also like much of the patterns in the bosses are significantly harder in true mode.
And the true mode is, or rather the normal mode doesn't have the TLB, right?
Right, yeah.
I've only played the normal mode once, and then I unlocked true mode and never
Same.
Yeah, they make you play normal first.
There's not, after you can beat normal mode, there's not much reason to play it again. Because they share the same leaderboard too. And you're going to be getting objectively less score in normal mode, regardless of how good you are.
This boss is pretty simple. You can avoid shooting these balls that'll break up and turn into smaller balls.
Yeah. If your scoring gets a bit trickier because you have to worry about time, because there is... we'll get to time bonuses when we talk about scoring, but being able to do stages fast is very important. But if you're just taking your time, it's not too bad.
And when you get to the second phase of this boss, they no longer break up into smaller balls. You can shoot them.
Yeah, if you shoot them, they just get destroyed.
That fucking scream. So good. There's so many like
has really
stupid
good
little
style.
voices and stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That poor girl. Alright.
We're on to stage 3, which I find to be the hardest stage. It's really annoying to keep your chain in. It's because there's the enemies that throw those Molotovs, and it is so easy to not be paying attention to the Molotovs when they land and just like getting blasted by the fire.
I've done that more than a few times.
Also, one thing I've never figured out in this stage is how to spawn the trains. Because there are trains that can spawn, and there's one spawning right now. You can see the railroad crossing, it's dinging, so that shows that there's a train coming. And if you bomb the trains at max chain, you get a ton of points, but you have to figure out how to spawn the trains, which is...
I didn't even know there was a trick to it. I thought they just came out by themselves.
Oh, no, actually. Well, if you just noticed, or if you contrast Jaimers' run right now with the run that we're going to be seeing from me, that train there spawned for Jaimers before he went over the, like, there's a stone statue, whereas for me it spawns after. So it's clearly not like a distance trigger, and I don't think it's time. Because I've had less trains spawn than usual before. So I don't know. There's something to it. So yeah, if you want to just figure out some mysteries, you want a game to do some science in, there's a lot to be done in this game.
So there's a guy on the lower left that just died. There's a few special characters, I guess, that can appear and run away. And there's one right here.
Yeah. Well, that one, if you bomb, is worth a huge amount of points.
Yeah.
If you destroy that police car, it pops out.
Yeah, I call that guy the Frankenstein monster.
The onions on that building right there are from Million Onion Hotel, I believe.
I guess we can talk about the dev. So, if you know, as Emperor just pointed out in chat, if you know the game Tulip for the PlayStation 2, this is done by a lot of the same team. They're not in the same name because that was under Natsume when Tulip was made, but a lot of the same team worked on this. And they also made a mobile game called Million Onion Hotel, which I haven't played, but looks neat.
Yeah,
I played it. It's pretty strange.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Tulip was the one that it was all about, like, kissing people, essentially. Just one of those quirky games that you gotta play at some point.
In this boss, you just want to destroy the lights and avoid the beams. There's really not much else to it. And speaking of the developer, I guess the guy also worked on Romancing Saga 2 and 3 and No More Heroes.
Really? I didn't know that.
I've never played them, but that's what it says on their website.
I always think of Space Channel 5 when you hit the boss here because of the chew. If you played Space Channel 5, they like to say chew a lot in that. I feel like, yeah, there's at least a few different references like that. Yeah, and depending on your rating on the time and the amount killed, that is your X2 or X1 or X3 down there, right? For the score.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a time bonus and there's a kills bonus. Time bonus is like just a score bonus based on how fast you beat the level. But then kill bonus is a multiplier to the time bonus, maxing out at ×3. And so basically the trick is, if you're scoring, it is to complete the level as fast as possible while still getting the ×3 kill bonus. And so there's a lot of, it's a balancing act, because obviously you can spend forever on the level and get the ×3 bonus easy, but then you're like multiplying, I don't know, like 1,000 by 3 as opposed to 1,000,000 by 3.
Yeah, so
No, he's at. Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I think you're gonna mention what I was gonna say. So he's at max power level.
Exactly. Yeah.
These homing birds can actually, if you're scoring in the actual stages, like they can be really annoying because they can trigger things without you intending to.
Yeah, or destroy those towers.
Because they just go after whatever. And also, one thing that's kind of important is in this game, if you don't have max level by the end of the game, at least in true mode, you're more or less not going to win. The TOB without max level is very, very hard.
You just lose so much damage, don't you?
You lose so much damage, and like having the homing helps. And well, there's the we'll see it when we get there, but there's the phase where, or the attack where it just like shoots out a bunch of destructible bullets, and it's almost impossible to destroy enough bullets to get by without full power. You can, but
Yeah, it gets pretty crowded.
Kind of like the cow vomit.
yeah,
And
that was
whatnot.
experience. It's a bunch of different destructibles.
It's great. Is there anything like fancy going on in this part? I always wondered.
The scoring, yes. Not you won't actually. Do you see them run? I don't remember, but you can actually bomb the green spheres for a ton of points.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
And it's like, I forget how much it is, but it's more than a few million each. So it's a big deal.
Oh, not the gems themselves, but the bubbles. You're
Not
saying.
the gems itself, the the circles.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yep.
Okay, now we got the final boss, but not the true final boss. Go fight it in space.
Wait, is there an additional boss for doing the secret ending?
No,
Okay.
there's just like the true final boss phase.
Oh yeah.
I guess you
oh,
could call
okay.
it the same boss, but like
Oh, I know the boss normally ends after this phase.
it ends. Yeah, it would end after, because there's a part where it turns into the crystal. It ends before it does that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like
right.
we have these 3 attacks. We have this attack, and then there's 2 attacks after that, and then on normal mode, that would be it. So yeah, this boss isn't too hard once you learn it. The 3rd attack is definitely the toughest of the bunch. This one is 100% pattern. Yeah, white feathers. This one's 100% pattern, so you can just sit here. This attack is a doozy, though. Especially if you're not bombing. I usually save bombs specifically for this because I'm really bad at this attack.
Blows the feathers at you, and wherever in the direction that you're where you're currently at.
Oh, yeah, I guess that helps. Jaimers has been picking up speed up this entire time, so I can get from left to right really quickly. Because he doesn't care about picking up life or bombs, because obviously it's very high speed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It
going.
normally takes
Yeah,
much
going the
longer to
above
go.
there is nice, but the feathers are also spawning up there,
Mhm.
so that can be something to watch out for.
Okay. So now we have the true last boss. So these crystals are super easy to dodge until you get hit by them. A really stupid move. I actually, in my run, I actually do, and I lose max power because of it. And so I have to farm for max power in the final phase. Which you can do, luckily. They at least thought of that, but it increases stress feathers a lot.
Yeah, this is just like just move once it closes in.
Mhm.
Pretty simple.
It really isn't hard.
The real meat of the game is in the stages. I'd say this last boss is kind of like the last pattern is pretty. It's pretty fun.
The last
but,
pattern's
yeah. The rest of it's fairly straightforward here, which is fine.
So yeah. So here's the part you need full power for. You can grind it on those green rocks. They give you experience if you absolutely need it, but Ideally, you don't get hit
Yeah,
here.
you can fly right into the green rocks, can't you?
Yeah, the first
power-up.
time I did it, I didn't realize that, and I was
Yeah,
avoiding
same.
them.
Yep.
I think I was doing like a run once, and I accidentally destroyed one and got my back's power back because of it. I was so excited.
So it's like throwing all like the enemies in the whole game at you, pretty much here.
Yeah. One thing that's good to know with this final phase is those red bullets have very small hitboxes. Like it's more or less actually like the clear portion in the center.
Oh, okay.
So really, even like the smallest looking gaps, you can actually get through pretty easily. Just because the hitboxes on those red bullets are so small. It doesn't look like Jaimers is going to be trying to go through any cool hitbox strats, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like a gravitational pull that pulls you in, and that gets stronger every time. And also, we get more of these.
Yeah.
This is why you need full power.
Yeah.
If you don't have full power, good luck with this.
Oh, got that one destroyed last moment. The asparagus have a lot of health.
And also, the homing birds help a lot with this fight.
So I'm gonna pause the video at the results screen.
Sure.
Actually, we'll not be showing the actual ending due to the wishes of Onion Games not to spoil the ending. So you guys will have to get the game and see it yourself.
Good game, you should buy it.
There's a lot of endings though. It's fun seeing the variety of them. I've only seen, I think I've only seen half of them. Alright, so yeah, GG. Jaimers, so he got the condition for the secret ending there from No Miss, No Bombing. And he's doing a little that's the victory wiggle. Yeah, so that was cool. So now we're gonna transition to a scoring run, in which we'll see those asparagus in that last pattern being a prominent feature. So do you want to talk about the asparagus and uncovering them, and maybe some other enemies that you'll need to uncover, just as a preface for the run?
Yeah, so asparagus. On every stage, there are 4 asparagus hidden. In order to make them appear, you need to shoot at the ground where they're at. And if you bomb them after they're revealed, you get a huge amount of points. But if you shoot them too many times, they'll fly up into the air, and then you only get 10,000 points. So what you want to do is you want to build up max chain, you want to reveal the asparagus, and then bomb them for big points. And it's like, it'll be 500,000 points per asparagus, I believe.
And also, if you can, you want to set it up so you're bombing other things at the same time.
Yeah, so you'll see me, like, I'll do a thing in the first stage where I'll damage a tower, then bomb the asparagus, and then go back to get the damaged tower in the same bomb. Because the more things you have in the bomb, the more points you get from it. And just in general, if there's something that is a destructible secret in this game, then it is very likely that bombing it will give you a lot of points.
Did you ever like pinpoint if it's like multiple things in the bomb like multiply, or if it's just like adding on top, or just making it, or is that just making good use of a bomb essentially?
I think it's just adding on top, because like it's important to get as many as you can because it resets your chain to 0. So
yeah,
you want to make those bombs as big as possible. Really, I think it is just additive. I don't think they would multiply together, but again, I'm not. There's a lot of science that needs to be done on this game.
Yeah, you can usually tell when you're getting a lot of points just by seeing the numbers on screen, though.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like you're basically going to have like a route through a lot of these stages, right? that you're going to be trying to follow, or could you improv? How much do you improv on that?
So the first 2 stages, I have more or less a pretty definite route. Stage 3, I have a fairly solid route. Stage 4, actually, in this route, I tried experimenting and doing something I hadn't done before, which ended up working out. But there's also a lot of routing. So there's a guy on Twitter that doesn't post any runs, but he posts pictures of his bomb results. And he will post like a 20 million point bomb on stage 4. So I will see these and go, how the hell do I set that up? Like, there's a lot of routing to be done. And like, in general, so this is going to be a 50 million point run. World record is somewhere in the range of 150 million at this point.
Holy crap. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is nowhere near optimized. It's just something to show more or less how scoring is in this game, show a fairly solid scoring run, rather than like, this is what this game looks like when it's optimized, because it is nowhere near that.
150, holy shit, that's way more than I think you last reported to me.
This is the same guy on Twitter that like just posts his bomb pictures. He posted a picture of his results screen. It was like 147 million.
Oh man, that's pretty intense. So do you know if there's like a replays of higher scoring runs at all, or is it just no?
There is a 50 million point run on YouTube.
I think there's also a 60 million around
there. Might be a 60 million, but I don't know. I remember trying to also search a Nico video and not finding anything. Yeah. So I don't know if they're hidden somewhere where I don't know where they are.
That's some interesting stuff for like interesting scoring happenings for a modern game. I'd say it's pretty fun. Let's get into it, shall we?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna count us down. 3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, first goal is to just build up 30 chain. So we're gonna get any experience we can on the way. We also want to be able to, at max chain, shoot down that wind thing at the top of that building. I actually mess it up in this run. If you shoot at it constantly, you get more points. If you shoot it and then stop shooting at it for a bit, which is what happens here, because I needed to get to max chain, then you actually are going to get less points.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Here we're going to trigger this asparagus, shoot this tower, bomb, get both. And that will be
also, you went to the right at the start of the stage, probably to avoid the bird, right?
Yeah, so I get the bird at the end of the stage. I try to get it in one of these music cues where a bunch of enemies pop on. Just because bombing the bird also gets a lot of points.
Yeah, that's really important to set it up that way if you can.
And then setting up the second bomb here. 3 asparagus under this bridge. Gotta trigger them. They can actually be really annoying to trigger, especially the middle one. Because if you accidentally trigger the 2 on the side first, it's very hard to trigger the middle one. You get all 3, get the tower. And that is a 2.2 million point bomb.
Yeah, that is tricky because we gotta place that bottom part of your shot, which is the only thing that goes along the ground. So you gotta be very careful with how you use that. It's super annoying. It's actually very tricky.
You can actually see like the you have to hit the very bottom of the ground too, and you can see the bullets actually hover up and down. And it is actually possible for the bullet to just completely miss the hitbox of the asparagus.
Yeah, so the bird came out of that tree that you're hovering by, and that bird was worth a lot of points for getting in the max combo. Once again, use the bomb there.
It'll fly off the screen and leave if you don't do it fast enough.
So we're nearing the point where the music loops, and that's generally a good idea that after stage or you're gonna loop.
Okay.
So I ended.
Oh yeah, there's I think a 5-minute time limit on each stage. Is it 5 minutes?
I don't know. If you're reaching the hard time limit, then you're doing something wrong.
I mean, I've messed around just to see what would happen.
I want point blank this guy to kill him as fast as possible.
You'd be pretty aggressive here.
Yeah. This is where I put my mashing skills to use.
Oh, you are actually pressing the button
modifier, yeah.
Mashing actually gets you more bullets. Okay, it's good. Actually,
you can only have so many bullets on screen at once, so auto fire can be detriment in places. Where if you're trying to be precise with your bullets.
So So what's the time limit on this stage for the Superb? Do you know? Is it?
I believe it is 2:45. So I did actually waste some time there. It might be 2:40. I forget, but it's one of those two. But yeah, so I did waste some time there.
Oh, what was the score on that stage 1?
It was like 7 million.
Okay,
yeah, 7 million.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that cutscene there where she hands the diary or whatever. Cool.
Alright. So my strat here, my route here is to build up chain and then head to the right. This is because there's like one of those like wizard enemy looking dudes. That guy. And so I tried to get the tower and him in the same one, but I was only able to get him. But still a lot of points nonetheless.
Again, that's tricky because you got to weaken that wizard too a bit before the bomb.
You have to weaken both the wizard and the tower. You can get both of them in one, and that will get you up to like 1.5 million for that bomb. But it's not the worst thing if you don't. All right, so here's something. I don't know if it's optimal, but I'm very proud of this strat I thought up. So you trigger these cows, and then you let them run to the right. The reason you do that is so you can bomb here to reveal the asparagus. Now you can build up chain again and use a second bomb on the asparagus.
Ooh.
Rather than using the bomb on the cows right away, you let them get to where the asparagus are so you can reveal the asparagus and get the cows in the same one. I actually mess up here. I was using that bomb to build up my chain, but because I got to max chain, it canceled out the chain.
Oh. So if you were like one before
so
max,
if
it would have actually stayed
and
max.
I was at like, then it wouldn't end the chain. And that was my goal, but I messed it up.
Yeah, I like that you used the bomb to reveal the asparagus back here, because again, they are really annoying to get out of the ground, and you got to hit them like 6 times or something.
My backward shot that you get in this power up, which is annoying.
Oh, cool.
And then head over. Oh, right, that happened. Oh, this stage 2 sucked. Yeah, that was just a mess.
That was, yeah.
Probably lost like 5 million points there. Yeah, this enemy sucks.
The mini boss thing has a lot of health.
He does, and he also gives a lot of points if you bomb him, but to be able to tell when he's close to death is really hard.
Guy's so annoying. His movements so erratic, and his attacks are also...
So Jaimers, you saw him playing this boss very safe. We're going to be playing it very aggressive. We're not going to be worrying about the bomb splitting into like the ball splitting into many more balls. We're just going to be firing. And if they split, they split, and then we have to dodge.
Yeah, and generally, they seem to just get destroyed.
Check out this trick shot there.
Nice. Nice. Get the double superb for the X3.
That's your goal in every stage.
And then the time limit, I think you've mentioned it when we were talking before, but the time limit changes from stage to stage.
Yeah, so that time limit was 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Again, never saw that cutscene myself. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's like the highest scoring cutscene you can get. At least I've never seen anything higher than that. Who knows, maybe if you're scoring hundreds of millions, you get some secret stuff. Elusive club of like only 3 people have seen these cutscenes. Get those onions in a bomb.
Nice.
Big bomb.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
4.4 mil.
Ideally, I'd want to be able to get both the statue and the train that's coming, but I don't actually do good
The statue
enough.
has a lot of health as well.
Yeah, I know. And I also wasn't able to get to max chain in time to do the train.
The secret jars here are like behind like these subway stations, I think.
Yeah.
In general, so I'm gonna try to remember to get those.
That could have been like a 5 million point bomb if I also got the train.
There's the annoying guy.
Yeah, these guys are a pain. If you're trying to score, you're trying to set things up and they're just in your face.
You can try to get the rocket out the max combo as well, but you're like halfway. I'm not sure how important that
Just
is.
rammed into that tower. It's a bad move.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Basically what this game is.
That's how I was getting frustrated, is because you're trying so hard to like keep the combo going.
You're
and
trying
kill
to set
stuff.
up cool stuff to keep the combo going, and then you just ram into the tower.
It's just dangerous enough to catch you when you're not, when you're like getting preoccupied. Alright,
I was
nice.
hoping he'd be at low enough health to get him, but unfortunately he was like 2 shots off.
I wonder if you could have gotten this tower too with that.
Probably. The problem with this bomb at this point is you can't go left and right. So it's basically a full screen bomb, but you're locked to the screen you're on, I guess. It's a trade-off. Yeah, bombs. Because bombs generate experience, you power up a lot faster.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, getting powered up, yeah, that is important because it's making your bomb better, and then that makes it easier to kill stuff. So.
Well, it makes your bomb have more score.
And more, yeah, like that
like
is
the
really good.
power level of your bomb
Okay.
puts another multiplier on your score. It starts
Okay.
off at ×2, and then it goes up to ×4.
Yeah. So
What's the earliest
nice.
you've managed to reach the max power level?
Sorry?
I said, what's the earliest you've managed to reach the max power level?
End of stage 3. Yeah, this is just...
I wonder why those lights are, those ones were colored, the other ones were just yellow.
And you can just point blank this guy.
The lasers don't become active till they kind of completely phase in.
So now we're at max power.
Oh yeah. We're gonna see that max power bomb soon. The best bomb in shmup history, in my opinion. My humble opinion. I don't know what else comes.
Are you
close.
talking about the power-up jars? Yeah, they are set. They start on one of the 3, but they're not. They don't all start in the same one. They have specific ones they're set to start on. Jaimers.
I thought it would just follow the previous that you were on.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Or maybe they do.
That's kind of what I
I
noticed.
just never noticed because I always get the same thing. But
Alright, so last stage, like,
yeah, last stage I tried something new and it didn't really work out. But
kind of curious to see if you're
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
got
those
annoyed.
ghost. I'm just curious to see if you're gonna get those ghost fish in this one.
yeah, if you can bomb the because there's a big fish that shows up at the end too. And
It's
you
in the
can bomb-
background, you can see it.
Holy
you get a
shit!
ton of points, but it's
yeah,
very
the holy
hard.
shit! There it is. Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
the best bomb in shmup history.
Alright.
That's the best. That
It wasn't
fucking
actually a very good bomb though, because it's not worth that much.
angry.
Alright, so what I try to do
Angry
here,
bird.
my plan, to set up the asparagus that are down here. Problem is these laser turrets. I'm not even worrying about chain right now. Getting these set up first. And now I'm gonna get some chain and I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna loop around and make some stupid decisions because I'm still not sure exactly what I'm doing, but it's okay.
There's so many different ways you can approach these stages. That's
Yeah,
why
that's
it's
the thing. Is the
interesting.
thing is like, should I try and build up chain over here, or should I loop around? Eventually, I just decide to loop around.
Like, and that should be no surprise when we have like
Yeah.
a 150 million run that exists.
So apparently, it's possible to bomb this clock for 10 million points somehow. I don't know how. All I know is the guy on Twitter posted a bomb of it.
Maybe we need to bomb it when the hour is at 10 or something. That'd be absurd. Okay, looks like you're getting ready at the max here.
Yeah, and then I lost chain.
There's the ghost fish.
But we're gonna build up chain again on
Ghost
these
fish.
ghost boys.
So do you know how they triggered? Is it just
I
you have any
think
idea?
it's
they don't because they
maybe
don't always
score?
appear.
Yeah,
I think it
it's
has to do
not
with score.
always.
The score
And then
that
head
you
over
have
here,
in the
and then
stage up to that point,
Bomb.
probably.
So that's a pretty big bomb there.
Nice. Ooh, yeah,
10 million points.
That's
Wow.
pretty huge.
I didn't even get all 4 of the asparagus. But yeah. I think if you set that one up perfectly, that's the 25 million point bomb.
Man,
but you have to do some real magic. And I'm not sure what that magic is exactly. All I know is there's a picture of it.
It's really satisfying to get those good scoring bombs in the game. Especially when you like do something new or do something right, or if it's higher than last time, it's like, well, what did I do? You know, was it those
I
enemies?
accidentally ended the stage there, which was disappointing. Because
Yeah.
that's the one thing I don't like about max power is they'll just attack anything. So you can attack the tower if I'm intending to.
I found it's really easy to accidentally end the stage too early for that exact reason. We didn't get to see it here, but the ghost or the fish that comes out is worth a lot if you can bomb it.
But it's so hard because it has so much health and it's hard to tell when it's close to death.
It also spews tons of bullets.
Yes, that too. And of course, if you get hit by any of its bullets, you're back to 0 chain.
Oh, I
So
type
we're
out your
gonna try
name,
to-
Fog. I fixed it though.
Oh, thanks.
What
Mantic.
we're trying to do here is get up to 30 chain. And then wait for some spheres to get on screen. And then bomb them.
Oh,
Big
nice.
bomb. And yeah,
3.6.
if you can enter a fire chain, you can actually do more of those. That's a big scoring section there too. Yeah. If you're interested in scoring science, there's so much work to be done in this game. This game.
Yeah, I feel
requires
like we still
very
need to start
experienced
compiling
brothers.
our info on the Shmups forum thread. I know I mentioned
Yeah.
that we wanted to do that. I remember I took a bunch of notes personally, and I was like, man, this is all the asparagus locations is a pretty
Yeah.
big one. That's just something to get started.
Oh.
But then there's like so much more.
Sean, what kind of resources do you like to have going into this final boss segment?
So I am at an excess of bombs right now. I usually like to have 2 or 3 bombs, but because I accidentally ended the stage early, I have more than that.
Okay.
And then health, more or less doesn't matter too much, because getting hit is a very bad thing. So like, whether you have like 2 health or 4 health, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Just because the threat of getting hit is always the same. And yeah, I just bomb this attack because I hate it.
Nice.
So we're gonna see this bomb 2 more times.
I'm happy with that. I mean, what even comes close to that epic of a bomb, honestly?
Alright. Are you ready to see the dumbest hit of the run? Boy, is it dumb. I get hit by these things.
Oh man.
These things that are
You had
literally
one
just
job.
move in one direction. It's literally trivial.
Well, always move to the right. You're moving diagonal. It complicated
doesn't-
things. Technically 2 inputs you're doing there.
I mean, in a way.
Oh, is that?
It's
You're just
so
gonna
dumb.
stop moving there.
Don't ask what was going through my head. Not normal things. Of course, now at this point, I'm at 1 health and not full power.
Yeah.
So, like, at this point, it's like, oh, this is basically a dead run.
I'm assuming you get powered up back up here.
So yeah, you're gonna see me grinding for power with these green rocks. It's just, they can be hard to get. And yeah, there's the hitbox magic on those red bullets. Hitboxes are very small. Alright. I guess we're gonna watch the credits on this run though,
Yeah.
because it's not secret.
Yeah. That's
It's a
okay.
true ending, but it's not secret. Good. I want to show off the credits because there's a lot of really good entries in the credits. Yeah, eventually it's just like I have these bombs, may as well use them. So there's no bomb bonus. So if you have bombs at the end, and you're not going for no miss, no bomb, you may as well use them.
Yeah, the way it pulls you in does make it.
Yeah, it makes things very awkward.
Damn, all those.
And look at those. Those asparagus aren't even dying. They only died once the boss died.
Nice. GG.
GG. And then just barely missed 50 million. But I don't care enough.
How about the time limit here? Do you know?
I think it's 9 minutes. It's very generous.
Just short of 50. Now we'll see a ending.
A ending. One of the many endings. If you want to see the others, play it for yourself. Yeah, it is a really fun game. Very underrated game. Not a lot of people have checked it out. But it's very charming in terms of its like visuals and music and gameplay and stuff, and it's also very, very deep. A guest opera singer.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, is that supposed to be her dad or?
Yeah, it's like, I think the context here is like she's getting sick and dying, and then he dabbles into necromancy to bring her back, which turns her into the Blackbird, I think is the idea of what's going on. Shout out the hapless child voice.
That's the main character, right? The hapless child.
I think that's what that's supposed to be, yeah. I think it's when like you die, there's like a gasp.
Okay, I never really kind of connected, like he tried to like do necromancy.
I think that's what's going on here.
Yeah, it kind of makes some sense.
Or some kind of black magic here, like he's finding this old book.
Black magic. I see what you did there. It's kind of interesting how it's like shrouded by that black fog. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, it's all told through like the little drawings and the animations. I mean, nothing's really spelled out for you, so, you know, it can be interpreted, of course, in a variety of ways, which is always nice. Yeah. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I mean, like what you said, it really is worthy of trying out, and I mean, if you like Fantasy Zone, I mean, there's really no reason not to try the game. It's just
for sure.
It's just a lot of fun, and all good for those reasons that you mentioned there. Yeah, this was really fun to check out the game, and I hope that gives people a slightly better idea of kind of what's going on in Blackbird and what kind of game it is, and it really is awesome. Really, and I'm just glad we could actually just do this episode to talk about it, because it really is awesome.
It's nice to show this game off, because it's a game that I think is really, really neat and not a lot of people give attention to. So
not too often you get modern shmups that are. I mean, we are getting some good modern shmups, but I mean, they're just, you know, they're just a handful of them, you know. And
well, especially like out of nowhere like this, like
yeah.
I mean, you had plenty of fantastic shmups coming out in 2018. You have stuff like Zero Ranger and whatnot, but those have been like known and documented for years. This just appeared out of nowhere, and not a lot of people have played it.
Kinda, yeah. And it's it is one of those games too. It's like each playthrough, you kind of pick up something new, and
yeah, there's a lot of experimenting you can do, and like
never quite the same.
But once you get a grasp, once you get the grasp of the general idea, like what makes a good bomb, you can start thinking of interesting ways to start setting them up. And that's pretty satisfying.
And I just like that design of, choosing the life or the bomb, so more casual players can just keep grabbing the life ups and keep their run going, and people can enjoy it in a variety of different ways just because of that. I think it's really smart design there. People don't get too overwhelmed by the game, and as far as game overing on stage 1, which I mean could very well happen if you're going too aggressive or too crazy or trying to keep the combo going too much.
Yeah,
that's happened to me. Getting obsessed with that dang combo. But yeah, I suppose any last thoughts on the game here? We'll try to wrap it up. It is on Steam and the Nintendo Switch, which is really awesome. We got it on the Switch as well. But I think it goes for $20, probably on both platforms. I'd say.
Well, I mean, it probably has an additional Switch tax.
Oh,
like $5 more games.
Yeah.
Switch. And
is there a physical for the Switch version?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so, but that would be pretty neat. So pick it up for sure. It probably will go on sale, at some point. I think I got it on sale for like $2 off at one point, but I'd say definitely it's worth it, worth supporting, because I mean, who doesn't want more games more shmups like this? I mean, come on, with guest opera singers.
Yeah. How many shmups can you name that have in the credits guest opera singer? I can only name one.
Yeah, I think this is the only one. I feel like maybe Death Smells maybe had an opera singer, but it might have just been sampled from a sampled voice set.
Yeah, that's kind of the impressive thing. They didn't just sample their opera voices; they got some.
Yep. Good stuff. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it. Thanks again, guys, for coming on and talking about Blackbird. It was really nice to talk about it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
And that'll do it for us for episode 164 of STG Weekly. Till next time, everyone, and check out Blackbird.